Hello, Link to the Past Randomizer fans, and welcome to the final game of Week 7 from between these two teams, between SaHa's and the Beggars Restocked. I'm the Tracy. How you doing today, Tracy?
Yeah, hi. How is everybody doing tonight? We got a lot to talk about on this one.
Yes, so the stakes on this one could not be higher. For a league that's ostensibly for fun, of course. Um, So, this is a battle to avoid relegation. So, I looked at breakers before this. Both teams have an equal record coming in, and the stake stand is this: if leftovers restock lose, they are relegated. They have 0 outs if they lose. Uh, if SaHa's that was a false start for a mistake. I was like, whoa, you started early. Um, if SaHa's Kids loses, they are on the verge of relegation, but can potentially be saved if if the other team in their division, Amish Paradise, who has 3 wins, loses both of their games this week to your mom's favorite rando team. So this is a definite relegation match for leftovers, and pray that we don't get relegated.
So
Game for SaHa's Kids. So
in other words, SaHa's Kids will be, it won't be just be their mom's favorite rando team. It'll be their favorite rando team.
yes, yes. If SaHa's Kids drops this match, they are gonna be definitely on team Fear, Gamma, and who's the third? And Shireen, of course, yes. So and away we go.
Heart container and bombs.
Oh, and of course, this week's mode is co-op Randomizer. So and we have a pendant at Desert and a 5/6 crystal at Hera, if I saw that correctly.
Yeah. Interesting difference in the split start. So we have our top runners both doing the Sank start into the Bonk Rocks, and our bottom runners we have Daze Cloud going immediately to SaHa, which is kind of a play you see with the boots, and we see the Uncle start from Talon. Ooh, nice hook shot.
That one pays off right away, yeah. You'd love to see that early hook shot.
And Green Pendant Misery Mire. Not a huge fan of talking to SaHa in this mode, but yeah. Bottle? Okay.
And a glove is the other item at
Yeah, that's a nice one. Yeah, Daze Cloud will be able to... Actually, he could do a back of escape right now.
That's true, and it looks like that's exactly where they're going.
Looks like... Now, front first. Looks like he's going to do the Uncle check, which is good because he'll get the hook shot, but... we're going to do back of escape for SaHa's Kids? Yeah. Oh, right, yeah, Talon's got the glove.
Yeah, so we're heading straight into back of escape. So... Oh, there we go. So... we haven't really gotten to see this play out a lot, but of course, this is co-op Randomizer. The enemies are going to be randomized. Because the people who run this league are cruel, we did not start with a sword.
That odds to Fear Agent. I'm going to continue to blame him for that all week, because that's his thing.
We do not have a blame fear emote that I'm aware of.
No, that's too bad. And it's funny because, Fear Agent was the one who started the league, of course, but is no longer an admin, kind of an admin emeritus, if you will. But, we've kept this no sword start with these boots.
It makes for great entertainment. But yeah, so we are hoping for some crazy nonsense in this very important match to these two teams, which they are hoping to not run into. Lionels everywhere, spikes, big yellow spikes. Just bring it all on. We want to see it all.
No, we got a Moon Pearl in Blind's Hut, so that's a thing we need. Meanwhile, we have, Talon going to South Shore before going over. With the hook shot for Mini Moldrum Cave, this makes a lot of sense. A free bottle with blue goo in it, that's nice.
Yeah, so we're already on potentially 2 bottles, so these runners almost certainly will get both of them because they're kind of in the way. So that's a great safety to have.
Yeah, absolutely.
In this mode. Magic can be sparse, especially if, depending on whether or not the runners are in half magic, being able to refill in case you run into that random, Trinex or stare is really important.
Yeah, a lot of these, what I like to call luxury items, become a lot more useful in this mode. Those bottles, the cape, blue cane, powder is a really big one. Random anti-fairies all over the place that you can just, powder away or get a refill if you need it. Just a heart container at Agena for Talon.
Yeah, we also
did we see anything
as a safety, which is great.
Yeah, I didn't see anything in the well there for Mystic, so it looks like he's got a sword. So there you go. There's a sword there.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that one popped up, but must be pretty easily accessible. Also, boo this chicken hut. Come on.
It's just chickens. Usually, yeah, I know. Usually, the chicken hut is one of the hardest rooms in an Randomizer seed.
I expected better from you, Chicken Hut. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Flippers in Blue Mail and Quake in Mini Moldorm. So yeah, I'm glad it wasn't just the Blue Mail, because it's one of those things where your teammate is like, do I really want to go all the way there for Blue Mail? But it's Randomizer, so I kind of do. But there's also Flippers. We're going to probably need those. So
yes. So that was the real Flippers are also really nice for this actual swim, because this I've seen plenty of runners this week either try to water walk or fake flipper this, because it's usually free, only to run into a roller or a yellow spike like that and just be completely knocked out of it. So
and when they change the way the deaths work or getting hit works, it used to be that you just died if you got hit. Now it's kind of a slow lock thing, so you kind of have to either reset or wait it out, and depending on your situation, one might be the right answer. Yeah, first sick kid check, so I think that's a 300. So we got some money. That's good.
That's pretty nice. That opens up Zora pretty nicely, though. We haven't seen South Shores from Pi yet, so I guess that means that's where Talon's going.
Sure looks that way.
So that opens up outs to getting Zora money. If worse comes to worse, they can farm that rock outside of Ice Rod Cave for 20 at a time, though.
Yep.
Let's hope they get a little bit of money before that.
Yeah. Nice. Everybody's gotten their glove. Everybody's gotten their hook shot. So that nice early. Looks like Mystic may continue on and do the front of Escape, which makes sense. And I think we're going to see that from Pi as well. Yep.
Super friendly Mini Moldorm Cave. Not only were they just easy to kill Popos, but also they're in the magic pack, so they're going to leave with full magic.
Now I don't know if we've gotten the map yet for the castle. We'll see in a second if the small key is here or in Dark Cross. There's only 2 places it can be at this point, so we don't have it yet.
I think it was Bombs and Sank, so I don't think we've seen the map yet.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's got to be the small key.
Oh right, we saw the back though too. Yeah.
Yeah, because we've seen the back, and if they both runners walked in with 0 keys, so with the small key not being in the first chest, now the small key has to be in Dark Cross. So we don't have to worry about Dark Cross. That's a happy thing. We don't need to go there because that it's one of the easiest dark rooms in the game until you put rollers or Lionels or yellow spiky balls or pick your your favorite awful enemy. We do get a Master Sword.
There's just a bunch of rats in there, Tracy. I mean, what's there really to be afraid of?
Every once in a while, you'll see runners try and do some of these dark rooms in Randomizer, and they just can't. And you don't know why. And then they'll go back with a lamp, and then you know why. So...
Yeah, it's just kind of a reflex. You're like, I'm just here. I don't want to leave my teammate hanging with this, stray item. Ooh. Right into that Hinox.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a piece of heart, so if he never goes back, it'll be fine.
And you saw that brief pause, which is probably the consult for teammate. Ooh.
No, I'd leave it. That's a long way down. Now, I mean, it's easy in hindsight to be like, well, I would probably say the same thing even if it was something, and I would be like, oh, unfortunately, it's kind of hard to justify going back for it, but he's gonna go get it. Maybe that one heart piece will give him one extra heart container. Will be the thing that lets him survive.
Very well could be. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm in agreement with you. I don't know that I'm a huge fan of this level of conservative play in this kind of situation, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is such a. I mean, it's funny because the question I could see asking is saying, okay, which is worse, playing to stay out of relegation or playing to get into the playoffs? And given the number of teams are like, oh, well, I didn't, the playoffs are I'm ready to be done and, that kind of thing. And do I really want to be in the playoffs anyway? And then this is like, well, I feel like this is more stressful.
Mystic, you're scaring me.
Yes, I don't like the way this, oh my God, careful.
Use your last bomb.
Okay.
Oh, I got it.
I was about to say, surely you don't go back down there a third time. And it's a refill. Yeah, just save and quit. You're done. Yeah. Small key and Dark Cross. You don't need to go there.
Alright, and interestingly, we see Pi making the first foray into Eastern.
Actually, now that I think about it, I'm assuming that the same runners that did the back of Escape are doing the front of Escape, and I believe that is actually the wrong assumption to have made. So maybe just the map, because I did see someone did say we haven't seen the map, but I do believe there's nothing there, and even if there was, I'm not going to that dark room unless the game tells me I have to, or I have a lamp.
That's very true, but if we just saw Talon just pulled the hammer from Zora. So
that's pretty big.
Talon's headed straight into the Dark World, going straight into that density with Hype Cave.
Yeah, I like it.
I was about to comment, it's interesting that Talon got the bow and Pi decided, I mean, I guess it's not logically required. I mean, it's probably not required for anything in this dungeon, but it definitely incentivizes that team to want to clear Eastern, since it is still a logical requirement to have the bow to beat that dungeon.
So I'm looking at the money here, and unfortunately, Mystic is the one that has no money, and Daze is the one in Eastern. We did get a map check with that compass to see what's in back here. We'll see if our runners can get there, because this room that normally has a bunch of popos plus some Igors that everybody knows exactly how to deal with. This is one of those rooms where, like I say, you go in there initially. And you say, why can't I do this? And then you come back later and you find out why you couldn't do it. Lamp, definitely more powerful in this mode than in others.
A lamp is huge. He just took 2 hearts from something. And he made it. Whew.
Also, according to one of our trackers, Windfox, apparently it's cold stare in Eastern Palace, and we can't do that right now.
Yeah, so bow or not, they ain't doing this anyway.
We did see the Bombo sitting on the desert ledge, so that could be what we need to do it with. Otherwise, the Fire Rod could show up. And yeah, shoutouts to Windfox and Linkforce, our trackers. Great to have 2 different trackers for these 4-way seeds. It's a lot to keep track of.
Yeah, I'm certainly not the best at keeping track of all these items I've lost already, so thank you guys, definitely. But yeah, we're seeing the play all the way up to Catfish. I mean, you've already done Zora, so you don't want to isolate this. This seems fine to me.
Yeah, absolutely. But how long until leftovers get over to Zora?
And both fishes end up being useful here.
I didn't see what we get.
The cape from the Catfish. So
probably not required, but yeah, I mean that cape again, cape and Kana Burna, much more valuable in this mode. Okay, Dang is heading towards Zora, so this is fine. They're gonna get their hammer. It's a little bit later. The bad news is Mystic needs to start getting some money somewhere.
I believe there is the option to do a double loop. I think there was a 300 at Zora Ledge, which is painful but possible.
Okay, so we're gonna start out by getting money from the sick kid. I wonder which is better, doing that double loop or going and lifting the rock near on the way to desert into the 50 rupee cave.
When you're this far, ooh, Wizard
Or
me.
Okay, you know what? He's gonna no. Thought maybe he'd do a hula hand. With the glove, you could do it there. There's also a boots way you can do the hula hand that I don't know how to do, but I've seen done.
And speaking of that lamp, that's what our cape gets us today.
Oh boy. Wow. Okay. We'll see if and when leftovers get to that.
So you definitely have some incentive to complete that whole loop, going catfish and then just going to North Dark World. In fact, it might be nice to send one runner north and one runner south with how quickly they're both going to get hammer here.
Yeah, I mean that's I like that kind of split. But yeah, that like I say, in Randomizer, the lamp is a much bigger deal. And, you know, sometimes virtually hard required.
Also very comforting to see Tailing get all the way into Skullwoods before taking their death, because it was pretty dicey on the way up there with one heart.
We also got a bow in the waterfall ferry, so that's good.
And Pi is determined that they're going to do the double loop. So far, pretty much the only thing separating these teams is that Hyrule Castle death.
Yep.
That's basically where the amount that Talen's ahead of Dazed by, it looks like, you know, team things compounding, since it was Mystic who did take that death. But, you know, the slower you get to an item as a group, you know, that all kind of plays out throughout the seed. So.
Now, what do you think? Do you, if you're Dazed and Talon, do you go get that Master Sword? Or do you wait and hope that the other swords show up?
Where was that sword again? It's in Boomerang Chest?
It's, Boomerang Chest in the front of Escape.
I
mean, normally, you know, if this wasn't Randomizer, to me, I feel like, you know, just wait and see, right? Maybe the other swords are just on path, but gosh, it's so much better to have it. Like, Master Sword from Fighter Sword is quite the upgrade when you're running into enemies everywhere. I just don't know. I don't know what the right answer is.
If it was Map Chest, I'd say definitely go grab it, but Boomerang is pretty far.
Yeah, it's a little further. Maybe wait till you have a mirror, or if there's a situation where you're gonna save and quit out of it anyway. I don't know. We'll see what the runners do. Daze gets that cape, so we'll be interested to see who else. Okay, looks like Pi wants that cape and wants that lamp. We'll see what Mystic and Daze Cloud decide on.
And it looks like Mystic's opting for the mountain, while Daze is immediately going to do the mushroom turn-in.
Yeah, nice split of duties. We'll see how this this dark cave, again, one of the easiest ones, and the first one any rando player should learn. Probably the most important dark room to learn. This was a little scary because if you start dying here, you're just stuck here until you get through. But Mystic uses the blue cane for a little bit, is gonna get through just fine.
I did not see what that boss was. That boss was too quick for me.
Oh, I never see it. But we have trackers. Winfox says it was blind in Skullwoods.
Nice job. I was looking right at it. I still didn't see it.
I miss it every time. But that's why the trackers are the MVPs. So yeah, again, shout outs to Winfox and Linkforce doing the hard stuff.
And so it became a little more evident why Dazed wanted to split that that mushroom because they did save scum the mushroom. So it looks like they have intentions of maybe doing a fake powder situation later.
Yeah, I like doing the mushroom check off a save and quit just in case. I mean, not necessarily that you're planning on doing the fake powder, but have it available if you need it, especially in co-op, because like one runner might get the powder in a really awful spot, and the other runner can still look at what the item is behind it, knowing it's in logic, and they just don't have to go get the powder. Although, again, powder is another one of those luxury items that you really want to have if you can in Randomizer.
Aelin just plain says no to save scumming that. They just took their 3 bombs and ran with them. So
ooh, a book.
Yeah.
A book.
That opens up that Bombos medallion.
It sure does. We'll see that. We'll probably see the ether medallion as well. From Mystic. I assume he's gonna go into Hera. Oh, hi, Mitz. And then probably come back here and do Dark Death Mountain.
Right, so it's looking like Talon's now on the play that Mystic had already made, but those mitts are going to end up being quite useful for getting into and out of Village of Outcasts, so good that both the runners are getting them pretty soon. Both the teams, rather.
Yeah, it's nice to have all your Dark World access, honestly. I's gonna be the first one into Thieves Town.
I have to say, this has been a pretty tame Randomizer so far. Like,
yeah.
nothing really truly obnoxious. We've seen a lot of these Igors around, which, you know, can be nasty if they're in the right spots, but mostly they've just been like stand still while you run by them type things.
Nothing on the ether. So far, 1 item in Thieves Town for Pi.
And Pi, depending on the boss here, should be able to complete this. In this mode, there is no blind rescue required, or no maiden rescue, rather. So, because unless blind happens to be here, that just wouldn't make any sense. So.
Okay, so there's 2 items left after the front 4. This will be the big key. Also, we can do Hera because we don't have fire yet. Well, Mystic doesn't have fire yet. I don't know if Daze has seen where the lamp is yet.
No, Leftovers does not have the lamp knowledge because Daze saved and quit from Catfish to do that mushroom check.
Heart container. Looks like we're still missing an item. We're still missing an item. Oh, moth on the top. That's easy. And it looks like Pi's going to do the back of Thieves Tongue. I don't think he's checked the boss yet.
I mean, it looked like he kind of hesitated in front of the boss's room, and then just went to the back. So I'm not sure if this is just wanting to be complete, or potentially trying to wave the boss, or trying to find out what the boss is first. Wow.
I haven't seen a compass yet, because it was map, item, big key in the front.
Okay, that's fair. So maybe they'll get it here in the attic and then can tell.
Down goes Moth for Mystic, so we'll get our first crystal here. There's the compass in Thieves Town. And I believe that's an item in Hera Basement. With the small key on Moth. Which Mystic will not be getting because does not have the lamp. But it looks like while we were talking, Daze managed to go grab that lamp.
And I've still not seen that compass check from Pi yet. Could maybe be just a little nerves, just like compasses are never relevant in any other mode, so. But we're gonna get to see the basement here and what items it holds.
Yeah, still 2 more items. Okay, so there's an item. Yeah, 1 more item. The small key's locking itself.
Save and quit from Mystic, which, what about Dark Water
Yeah,
checks?
Dark Mountain.
Yeah, he's going back.
He's going back. Oops. No, he's not. Okay, what are we doing? Maybe he's gonna go get that cape and lamp. I don't know. Like the.
No, go back to Mountain again.
I want to see Dark Death Mountain. Very confused. I think he's gonna go get the cape and the lamp. Yeah, and like this. I think if this was Randomizer, I would probably chance it that the fire rod's gonna show up. There's always, every once in a while you get one of those seeds where the lamp actually gates the fire rod. That can happen.
Could be.
It is a Trinex on in Thieves Town, so no problems there. We have hammer. Not that you necessarily need hammer. You can do it with bombs as well, but.
Yes, we meant Helma. Our brains are randomized.
Okay. Yeah. I don't remember. I have no idea what I said, but I meant Helma. I obviously didn't say Helma.
you described him dutifully, Tracy. We all knew what you meant. And we get our first crystal drop. Oh no, that was from.
Our first one on our first one on SaHa's kid's side, and we'll get our second one shortly thereafter. And we'll see if Talon goes into the basement since he's got a fire source.
And so Days Cloud's getting an opportunity to maybe make some of that time back, just going straight to the boss. And they're getting wall masters.
Oh my god. The darn wall masters. I guess we'll find out in just a second whether he was going to go straight to the boss. I mean, you grab the small key anyway, because if you come back in later, you don't want to have to go make an extra trip for the small key that you could have just gotten. But if he hadn't gone for that small key, he doesn't get wall mastered there.
And by doing, you can't even really call that dig game. It was more of just dig for $50.
Okay, yeah. Days is just going to do Helmasaur right now.
And so that with nothing being in the back of Thieves Town, this will just be a pure time save.
Was that a Cane of Samaria on Stumpy?
It's tracked as a Cane of Samaria. Yeah.
I saw a stick. I thought maybe it was a rod, but then I looked at the tracker. It looks like we got a tracked Cane of Samaria, and I trust my trackers, so.
Don't you just love when you're right outside of Turtle Rock about to open it, cutscene starts playing, and your teammate's like, Cane.
Guess I'm not going in there.
Wish this was like a multi-world and it was my cane and you were giving it to me, but
Yep.
guess not. So, nothing in Super Bunny.
Oh gosh, look at what we do have in the Old Man Rescue. I don't think Mystic got hit by that yellow spike, but that was a big yellow spiky ball. It was hurt.
Yeah, most of these enemies end up getting stuck in the wall. I mean, you can get some bad patterns if you're really unlucky, but you can
absolutely.
see like half the enemies are just kind of stuck there. We get a flute on Talon's side in Hookshot Cave. And
you can't run through them because you've got the old man, and the old man makes you slow when you try and run. He just says, nope, we're going at my pace. We're not going at your pace. You gotta slow down for me.
And Days finally succeeds in convincing Mystic to just go back and do Dark Death Mountain, so kudos to them.
And there's that Cane of Samaria for leftovers.
Right on time. And so we're seeing Spike Cave for the first time on SaHa's kid's side.
Just 20 rupees.
And Days looks like they are heading the way of Pod. This looks like a Pod play.
Yep, I mean, we got the things to do it, so why not?
Mystic unfortunately missing the hook shot to save a little time there. Also going to be a little bit of a bro moment when Mystic pulls this flute here in a minute with all this running that Dazed is doing. And Talon opting for this sword.
Yeah, I can see it. Like, I don't think it's an easy answer. But you don't know when the other swords are going to come up, and the difference between fighter sword and master sword is pretty significant.
Yep, and you know, it could be relevant for like a Bombos tablet play at some point. You know, we've cleared most of the overworld, and there are not swords, so.
Yeah, I think nobody's done any Smith stuff yet, because who wants to do that without a mirror? But yeah, we've done a lot of overworld.
Feeling just save and quit, my dude. Oh wait, no, is this the... This can't be their first play. No. They're running.
He wants Dark Cross, which we thought was a key, but now we think maybe a map.
Oh, he wants the Wallmaster. Clever.
Okay, I mean, yeah, sure. Like the Wallmasters, every once in a while they're your friends. Usually they're not. Oh, there's the powder. Nice. Impendent pod. See, and this is exactly what I was talking about. Unfortunately, it's Days that has both the powder and the mushroom. So unfortunately, we can't, like, if there's something on bat, Mystic will then have to decide, okay, am I gonna get a powder or am I gonna get the mushroom? And we do see some nasty enemies on the way to the bow-locked side of... And in Randomizer, it's only logically bow-locked, but it is still logically bow-locked. But yeah, it looked like some nasty things there. There was an item at Dark Cross. It was just 20 rupees. So I see a question in chat asking why Pi only opened one chest in a room. It's because this is a co-op mode. It's co-op. So each pair of runners, Mystic and Days Cloud, Pi and Talon, are in a voice call together. And if you see a runner opening not all the chests, it's because their partner has already done that spot and knows and has told them which chests are important and which ones are not. It's like Pi just wanted a magic refill, and they didn't even take the magic refill. He walked into Turtle Rock, and then didn't take the magic refill. I'm a little confused.
Low on bombs, took a bomb, but...
Okay, that's fair.
It's one extra pot. Also,
I know.
Like, you know, left side compass chest is right there. You know, like... Yeah. I was about to comment on how this is, like, a big play, because, like, they're up here with the cane, and the other team was not up here with the cane, and so yeah. No opportunity, but it's not going to be a play at all. So let's hope Fire Rod's not there, or else it's going to be a long one.
I mean, it's going to be a long one if Fire Rod's there no matter what, so...
There would
be, yeah, because Leftovers couldn't even do that play at the time. We're going to get a look at Meyer. Meyer, of course, green pendant. We don't actually want to go in there if we can avoid it.
Yeah, so I think we've yet to see a big break on either side. You know, I mean, a couple of teams a little early to one item or another, but nothing where I'm like, ooh, you know, that hurts or anything like that.
Yep.
We've got decent mobility. We've got a pretty even number of crystals cleared. So a half hour in, and it is still anyone's game.
All right, and of course, we're Dazed and Pendant Pod. Don't know if he's planning on finishing this. I don't know if he's gonna be missing an item or not.
And we have seen that it is an Armos Knights on pod, in pod, so it should be a nice, easy clear.
So it's doable. Yeah, it's a little scary when it's pendant. Well, really pendant anything, but pendant pod, which is not linear. It's like linear on the side with all the items, and then there's a separate branch for the boss. It's a lot of commitment if you don't know what the boss is there. And Days is just gonna leave. I don't blame him.
There's just one item left. Is that correct?
If there is an item, it's one.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if there's an item left or not, but I have not seen a map check, so I'm wondering... No, we did see a map check, never mind. Because we know it's Armos Knights. So I don't know.
So Mystic and Pi in the same place, looking like they want to pick up that Bombus medallion. Good item to have. Pi wisely clearing out all those shadows with one quick medallion use.
Yep, and Day's gonna head up to the mountain, get all the stuff that he needs up there.
And we did see a blind at Desert Palace, should they want to complete it.
Oh, and somewhere along the line, Talon finished pod, and I didn't even notice that he was in pod. So, guessing there was nothing there on the boss. We are going to start a mirrorless smith chain here on his side as well.
We get a little thin on overworld checks. I mean, that Bombus medallion can unlock the Cold Stare in Eastern Palace.
That's true.
We also do have Flippers and Hammer and Bombos, so we could do Ice Palace. That's also an option. Also,
we have the cane to make it quicker, and Hookshot to guarantee it's all in logic.
And so really, what are we looking for? We need a mirror so that we can get into Swamp.
Yep.
Right?
Fire Rod. We need a Fire Rod.
We need a Fire Rod for Turtle Rock.
And
Skull.
Maybe the Ice Rod? Because, you know, Trinex likes to show up in dumb places in these.
Yeah, not. I mean, I guess logically, we would need the Ice Rod before GT to beat TR. Is that correct? Is that how the logic works in this mode?
I don't think the logic considers Ice Rod for Turtle Rock, although I could be wrong. Because like the logic considers the bow for pod and Eastern, so why wouldn't it consider it for Turtle Rock? But I have never heard that before, so I won't swear that it's true or not true.
Yeah, I'm just racing this mode on Sunday. I have no idea how it works yet. Give me a day or two.
Well, hopefully your teammates will know.
My teammate is doing Extra Life tomorrow for 24 hours, and then is gonna come off that and race with me and make all the decisions, which is a terrible idea.
Oh boy!
Unfortunately, we don't need it. So I'm playing with Ninjambro.
Okay.
So.
Actually, I should have known that because I know Maniacal is out of town. So.
This is one of the choices of all time. So.
Right, Dave's gonna go ahead and do Hera right now. I wonder if he'll do the basement, because we are, like you say, we're running out of places where things can be.
Yeah, it seems kind of reasonable to do the basement at this point. We're getting pretty thin. We have no checks left where you're hoping to just rush off and do. I guess Ice would probably be, that we're seeing from Pi right now, would probably be the closest thing to that.
Okay, we're having a little bit of trouble with the new Herapot setup, but Daze gets it fast enough with the spin speed that maybe he's just gone with that. I think there was just a heart container as the other item in here, and you know it's a nice extra safety, but not really fast to go pick it up.
Yeah, so it's looking like SaHa's kids into the dense locations that Leftovers wants to be a little bit sooner than them. It looks like they're going to be chasing each other soon.
Mm-hmm.
So this purple chest is pretty big.
Oof. Well, if Leftovers can avoid the Smith chain, that'll be good for them, because it's not the answer.
I'm imagining the answer pretty much just has to be Ice here.
I mean, it is the densest area we have left. We're going to see Talon finish up Eastern. I don't know if there's an item on the boss here. And I suspect Daze is going to go ahead and do Hera Basement right now, which we haven't seen as well as an item.
Yeah,
so yeah, our other choices there aren't that many other choices.
We see Talon making one of the other ones, which also comes with the benefit of a crystal. So,
yeah, no, it totally makes sense.
Someone's about to break this seat open.
It'd be huge if it's Terror Basement. That would be huge.
Yeah, that's the biggest. That would be the biggest decider of the locations that everyone's in, because everyone's gonna have to do the thing that Talon,
Yep.
I, and Mystic are doing anyway.
Exactly.
This is the only thing where we, there's no real reason or incentive to go back to Terror Basement unless it's your last location, really.
Yep. And it looks like Dazed and Talon both need to go grab that Bombos to do Ice Palace anyway.
Windfox posted something interesting.
Oh.
Is this a flub?
Okay. Wait, what? Is what a flub?
Talon
is an East.
is an Eastern, but
gosh.
did not pick up
Yeah,
the Bombos.
that's a problem. Also, I didn't see what Daze got in the basement there. No one's super excited in chat though, so I'm guessing it's not the answer.
Yeah, my stupid brain was like looking at that. Yeah, 50 bucks. Okay, thanks, chat.
I mean, I was too busy trying to figure out this issue with Talon having not picked up the Bombos yet. I'm like, oh yeah, he kind of needs that because we have Cold Stare here. Oh my god. Plus, wouldn't you want to use it in this room?
Yeah, I'm bombosing immediately, if not
I know, right? I mean, Quake did pretty good work there as well, but...
And Pi just took a death in Ice Palace.
Oh, that hurts. Yep, there it is. You didn't get your Bombos. Oh my god. And there's an Ether in Ice Palace, which opens up Mire. Green Pendant Mire.
And we have a Trinex in Ice, so they're not going to be finishing this dungeon either. Oh boy.
Well, so I was about to say that's good for Pi, except he's going back in. So yeah, it might just be Green Pendant Mire.
So did Pi end up... Pi must not have gotten to... I didn't see where he died, so I'm not sure if they got to the compass.
Yeah, I'm guessing not.
Oof.
Yeah, and here's the thing though. I'd rather have a Trinex in Ice Palace, or pick your crystal that you have to do, than have the situation where you go into GT without an Ice Rod and you haven't seen a Trinex yet, and Ice Trinex can be a thing. Trinex can be on the climb. All the really nasty stuff.
So Pi having to take a refill, while Mystic looks like they're going to clean up Dark Cross.
We'll see Dark Cross here from Mystic. We know it's nothing.
But they've also properly assessed that there is an item here. As we see Dazed into Turtle Rock, so we'll see what this was.
This is a good call to try and check this right now. Oh boy.
And we're going to Chomps.
And we're moving on. I don't mind, as a player, I don't mind if I get to Chomps. Although in this case it's Enemizer, right? So it's all bets are off. We might be a really easy room. I don't want to go any further. I don't want to go any further. I don't want this. If I'm the runner, I do not want this next one to be a small key.
That pre-Chomps chomp on the Samaria path was big rude.
I mean, it's exactly why, a lot of times Turtle Rock becomes easier in Enemizer, and then you have chain chomps and spiky balls and all sorts of weird things. Oh my god!
Oh boy!
Oh, that's huge.
That is the thing we were fearing for SaHa's kids about 15 minutes ago, and that is going to be compounded with their kind of
issues in Ice Palace.
Dual pair of mistakes of Talon going without the Bombos and Pi having that unfortunate death in Ice.
Yep.
That is going to be a large mountain to climb for the rest of the seed.
Did we get something in Ice Palace? Because Pi's going in there now. Or...
So Pi didn't finish.
Okay,
so
still hasn't seen all of it. Okay.
And hasn't got the Ether Medallion, importantly.
Right, which looks like it's... Well, I mean, it looked like it was going to be the next step until we found the fire rod in Turtle Rock. We are still going into Mire. Mystic is still going into Mire, which is fine. Yeah, Bombo's going to do even more work for us here. And hopefully, the nice thing... And Turtle Rock is so different in Randomizer also with the boss shuffle, because this probably isn't a Trinex. I mean, it still could be, because there's going to be 3 duplicates. But it is much less likely now that we've seen one. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, the boss shuffle part of this, I mean, there's 3 different ways you can do boss shuffles in Randomizer. This one is the version where every boss must show up once, and 3 will show up twice. There is a version where it's just chaos, and just any boss can show up anywhere at any time, outside the ones that they just can't, appear in. Like, there's only a limited number of bosses that can be in the Moldorm spots.
I feel like this is the correct selection for this mode.
I agree.
Since you have, it's just kind of a fun puzzle to do together with your teammates.
Yes.
Of like, okay, we've seen this boss here, and okay, what could we possibly have left? Do we need the ice rod?
Yeah, totally agree.
And speaking of, I don't think we've determined. Oh, we're about to determine. That's a video.
It's Vitreous. Okay,
this
I
is
mean,
completable.
Days Cloud, is he still on Fighter? He is still on Fighter Sword. Okay, well, you've got a blue cane you can run through. No, you can't with Fighter Sword. Sword spins with cape. Okay, that's what we'll do, and finish off with bombs and/or arrows. Unless he finds something better here.
Looking like either grabbing that sword and/or doing the bomb upgrade at the ferry.
Yeah, would have been useful.
We have an Argus in Misery Mire.
Well, we can do that. Now, the scary part for leftovers, of course, is that there's no mirror. So if there's something at Mimic Cave, they either miss it or Mystic will not get as much of a go mode TR because he'll want to check it potentially.
Yeah, that's that's definitely a fear that you can have. Mystic scaring me a bit here. Dashing? Oh!
Yeah, that was gonna happen.
I was not in love with that dash from the moment I saw it.
Yeah, it's actually relatively hard to get through that room. Looks like they're gonna give up on Misery Mire for now. Pie checking Ped. I saw Rupee and Horde, so I'm guessing nothing on Ped. I think Mystic's just gonna follow Dazed into Turtle Rock at this point. And if nothing else is in Turtle Rock, Dazed can go clean up Mire or something. Oh no, Mystic's gonna go do Eastern. That also makes sense. And yeah, that is. There's almost always something on that bridge.
Halen having a decent fight here, but this can go south in a hurry.
Oh god, nice fire bar guarding the last chest.
SaHa's kids can really not afford another mistake here.
So far, not much in Turtle Rock. So this makes more sense. Mystic gonna go clean up Eastern Palace.
Alright, so we finally get to see what's on the boss. Just a heart, but a crystal.
Yay! Alright, Eastern done for Talon. Okay, let's see how Daze chooses to approach this Vitreous fight. This is not free. Vitreous is such a weird boss in that sense. Like, the difference between your item set for Vitreous, I think, is greater than any other boss, because it goes anywhere from this fight that Daze is doing now, or even worse, if you're, an Randomizer and/or entrance, you can get in here without even having a sword, to super free with silvers or with gold sword and cape or some sort of combination thereof. Like, it's pretty incredible, really. Throw some bombs or use arrows.
So we are going to get to see Pi cleaning up Misery Mire as well. I also didn't see Daze take the safety door. It looks like they're going to be fine because they're going to shoot him from here.
Yep.
But,
yeah, he's got enough arrows at this point that it's not going to be a problem anymore. And let's see if there's anything on this boss. Half magic. I mean, it's nice.
That's a good prize.
That's and it. So if you're Mystic, you're probably not getting that until the end of the game, unless we have to check Mimic Cave later.
Still no mirror, though. Where could this mirror be?
I mean, we still have stuff in Misery Mire. That green pendant.
We saw this green potion. Pi in literally the exact same situation we saw Mystic in mere moments ago.
I know. This may not go well for him either. Oh, he's not going to go do the cutscene chest right now.
Smart. I like this.
Yeah, it's probably the right call given this health. I mean, Misery Mire is kind of an annoying dungeon because there's a wall master here. Because the problem with the cutscene chest is the one you don't want to do. But unless you get a big key in the compass chest, it's favored not to be. It's favored to be an item because it can't be a small key. Unfortunately, it also means it's favored to be a map or a compass, which is not what you want to see. So.
The duality of cutscene chests.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, Daze does the ped check. I imagine he might do Smiths now, which will give some time back to SaHa's kids.
You know what really stinks for SaHa's kids too is you kind of don't want them to find the mirror.
If it's on path, yeah.
If it's on path, then they're probably going to follow each other into swamp, in full clear swamp.
Oh yeah, that's a really good point too. So Daze actually, where are we going? Oh, it's actually at the flute. Okay, probably gonna do Skull Woods with that fire rod.
And so it's just mirror and a maybe ice rod now.
Well, it's not a maybe ice rod because we have to do Ice Palace, and Ice Palace is a Trinex.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So, yeah, we got
it.
It's a definite ice rod.
I can't remember things in this mode for 10 seconds. Anxiety over Sunday's race intensifies.
I don't know. Sometimes I can't remember anything for 10 seconds. So. But yeah, this is a much more chaotic. Okay, so it's a big key in the cutscene chest. And I think by the time Pi got there, it had to be a big key. That's all that was left. Takes a death. I mean, I would have. Okay. Looks like okay. So no one's done pot over on SaHa's kid's side. I guess it was marked mistakenly. But that's okay. And Pi goes right back in. He wants this green pendant.
Have you seen that tracker though? That's how things get marked mistakenly.
I know. I have seen that tracker. That's why they're the MVPs, because it's not an easy job. And let's see. Mystic looks like he's gonna go get that fire rod, and Dazed is gonna finish up. I mean, a green bottle is nice. That's not what we're looking for, game. That's probably the second item in Skullwoods. I don't know what we got in the front. Big chest with the heart. Oh gosh, what a horrible layout for your items in Misery Mire, where one of your items is behind the big key, which is in cutscene, and green pendant on the boss, so you can't just leave.
What a terrible day to have to do green pendant Misery Mire.
I know, right?
But so another potential answer here though is Pyramid Fairy. With Tower of Hera being the other 5/6 and Skullwoods being one of the 5/6s, so this Fire Rod could open up Pyramid Fairy for the mirror.
Yeah, I imagine Daze does this next. The only concern for leftovers at this point is like the one thing that the biggest out for SaHa's kids right now, honestly, is if they find the mirror and Mimic Cave has the Ice Rod. Because we see Mystic committing to finishing Turtle Rock right now. It wouldn't be unreasonable to not just do it all the way through. The Fire Rod's not that deep. But, like, you're up here already. You don't really want to put it off.
Yeah, especially when you're as thin on checks and it appears that the Ice Rod is... the Fire Rod's going to be the answer. You don't want to... definitely don't want to wait on it. So, I mean, even though it does open up this kind of narrow out for SaHa's kids, I definitely agree with this play.
Alright, Daze leaving Skullwoods the long way. Let's see, what are we doing? Did we not check all these?
Maybe a big key.
Oh, that could be. I did not see what dropped on Moth. Nope, he's just walking out. Okay.
We're leaving. Is this this could be a Smith chain angle. I might be giving this time back.
Yeah. You know, I would follow the Fire Rod as much as I can first before doing mirrorless Smiths. Because that Fire Rod was in such a bad spot that I'm not, anytime I find an item in a really bad spot like that, I want to use it to its maximum.
Yeah, there's definitely some thought behind that. This could also just be,
It could just be hammer pegs.
As Pive is able to pull off that green pendant from the boss of Misery Mire. I totally watched.
Nope, Daze not saving and quitting is gonna at least grab the Smith, it looks like. No? Where are we going? Oh, we're gonna do... Oh, he's gonna just do... Oh, he's doing Thieves Town. He doesn't know Thieves... No? Oh, we're doing back at Thieves Town. Okay. I did not see if there was an item on the boss, but I do believe there's... We did figure... Yeah, there's items in the back. Nothing useful. We saw it on SaHa's kid's side.
And yeah, the other bow was on boss of pod. So,
I mean, nice to have, but...
Yeah, that's not going to make up the time difference here.
Yeah, we'll at most see 2 players with silvers in this seed. And it's just bombs on Green Pendant. So yeah, I hopefully maybe Mystic will by the time Mystic's done with Turtle Rock, they're gonna be back in that position of what's next. So it's looking more and more like it is Pyramid Fairy.
It looks like they're doing the Turtle Rock play now. I mean, that's the only conceivable reason.
Yeah, there's not a whole else lot left for SaHa's kids at this point. They've already done Smiths. They've already done Back of Thieves. In a way, though, it'll even out the mirror issue that we talked about earlier. Like if Ice Rod is on Mimic Cave, now it's gonna be awful for both sides. Wait. I see a Yo Ice Rod. Ice Rod on the bat.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh, Daze had... I just presumed that Daze did the bat at some point because we saw them save scum the mushroom and get the Potter.
Yep.
And I was just like, oh yeah, they've been in Village, they've done bat.
I mean, again, they're running out of places to go. Without the mirror, though, Daze is not going to be able to do that right now. But if he's going to grab the Smith here, which he must be doing, because otherwise you save and quit out of here instead of death warping, you do this the bat while you're doing the you do the Smith and the bat together.
This has to be what they're doing.
That's going to work out well for leftovers. And then the mirror is a much better go mode item than the ice rod.
Real,
like,
yeah.
Like, not even close.
And unfortunately, this is Hera basement. And Talon's waiting. No, don't do this, Talon. Just go.
Yeah, you've got a Gibdo there to kill you really easily. Like, usually that death warp is actually kind of awful. But with a Gibdo, like, just run into the Gibdo. Alright, Mystic has much better equipment for this. Cape plus a sword you can swing. I mean, it's still a relatively slow fight, but it's a very, very, very safe fight.
Yeah, you can also kind of, there is kind of a strategy where you can wait a little bit of a distance in front of Vidi, and all of the eyeballs will kind of just bunch toward you.
Yep. Plus, you do damage on the big eyeball when he sticks himself out. With Master Sword, it just means you're going to save a couple arrows, unless you're really stupid, because trying to kill the big eyeball first with a Master Sword is insane and very, very, very slow. The Gold Sword is kind of fun. Okay, yeah, Daze is about to get the Ice Rod here.
They're about. Whereas Talon is about to get the Fire Rod. Also, Pi scared the crap out of me with that floating skull, which would have dealt 3 hearts while he was pulling up that big rock in front of him. So.
Also, that Ice Rod for both teams means that we don't have to worry about Mimicave, which is a very happy thing. Also, one other note, if we don't run into another sword soon, I imagine Dazed will go get the sword in the front of Escape, because you don't want to be looking for your singular go mode Master Sword in GT when you're otherwise in go mode and know where there's a sword. Wait, has Leftovers not done Hype Cave? Or was there something in here that Mystic needs?
Grabbing the mushroom. The mushroom?
Yeah, okay, so he's gonna grabbing
the powder.
Yeah, because the powder was in pod, if I'm not mistaken.
Good knowledge remembrance.
Yep.
No team meetings coming after this one. I guess there wouldn't necessarily be a need for a team meeting no matter what, if you really think about it. But...
That's true. Now, the one thing that's kind of bad for Mystic, in order to do the fake powder, he's gonna have to... Wait, Mystic, what are you doing? Didn't we...
Hey,
Mystic, I'm very confused. This is not where you're getting your ice rod.
Do not save and quit, please. Don't.
I mean...
Don't.
No, reset. Come on, reset.
Reset the game.
Reset
the game. Reset, please.
He's just got a frozen indecision. Okay, there it is.
Yeah, that was a yikes for a minute there.
Oh my god.
We were almost back to team meeting territory. It's like a... Wait, how do I reset?
I mean, it wouldn't be unreasonable to just have chosen to go get the powder instead. It wasn't that deep in pod, because the powder does have some nice uses for it. But you already went out of your way to get a mushroom you didn't otherwise need. But yeah, so the problem with this situation for Mystic, as I was starting to say when he went to turn in the mushroom in the wrong place, he's going to use up all his magic here to do this fake powder. And then every dungeon that he has to do involves needing magic.
Yep, so we're going to be checking out that potion shop once again very shortly. Stay tuned. I think his stay in the potion shop the second time will be a little shorter than his stay the first time. The potion lady's like, so you gonna buy something this time?
Yay, there's an ice rod. Definitely a talking point for the interview after the game if we get a chance to talk to them.
We're seeing some beautiful sync here from SaHa's kids, which is not so beautiful for them because like if you're doing co-op, it's kind of one of the last things you want to be doing is being in the exact same place at the exact same time.
Okay,
but
so where is Mystic going
correct.
now? Oh, he's gonna do Skullwoods. Okay. So yeah, Mystic a little bit behind on dungeons. It makes sense for him to just try and clean those up and let Daze Cloud kind of plow the way. Except that's not where he's going. Maybe gonna turn in that purple chest? No, okay, we're gonna do thieves first. Okay, that's fine. But, you know, after this, somebody please do Pyramid, because I feel like that's the only thing we haven't seen yet that isn't behind the mirror.
Yeah, I mean, Leftovers kind of... I mean, they're totally fine with this, because they're just doing crystals that they need to do anyway. Like, they don't have to rush to get to that, because if it's the answer, they're both going to know that it's the answer anyway.
I mean, it might make sense for Daze to just go do it, because if it is the mirror, then he can just mirror right there, go get his Master Sword, and not have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah, oh no, Pi.
It also gives him a quicker way of getting... Oh, he does. He has bombos. Oh, unless he... No, wait. He might have done ice with the fire rod. I don't know anymore. Right, he was in ice with the fire rod. I don't know if he ever actually picked up that bombos. Where are you going, Dazed? Okay, Link's house. This has got to be Pyramid Fairy.
That's an interesting little Hinox right next to a switch situation going on.
I mean, the bombs will, you know, the bombs the Hinox throws will activate that switch. I'm pretty certain. It's not ideal.
There's a little wax on, wax off going on there, so.
Have you ever turned the Cane and Burn on right next to a switch? Yeah, that's kind of what you get.
So Talon switched to Cape and Sword Swing, so this is pretty safe.
Yeah, like I said, this is a slow way to do it, but it's a very safe way to do it. I don't know, with only a Master Sword, I don't know that there is a fast way to do this, so... Or, wait, Talon had silvers. That's the fast way to do this.
Wait a tick.
I mean, some of the really good NMG runners can do it faster with, like, sword spins with the tempered or gold sword, but for the rest of us, we'll do the silvers. Oh, he only had 8 arrows, so he wasn't gonna be able to use... Oh, and look, that was a mirror. And we get a red potion. And yeah, that's go mode for Leftovers Restocked. And yeah, exactly as expected, Daze Cloud's gonna go get his sword.
Yeah, and so, yeah, the writing is kind of on the wall here for SaHa's kids. They're behind dungeons that they necessarily have to complete in order to get this mirror to get into go mode. So,
and you know, the mistakes were made on both sides, but some of the little things that SaHa's kids did, I mean, both sides, in terms of not mistakes, but things that we didn't need, they both did mirrorless miss, but SaHa's kids took it to purple chest. They both did a lot of pop, but SaHa's kids took it to beating the boss. They both did back at Thieves Town, so that's pretty much a wash. But the two big mistakes the SaHa's kids made were the one of them going into the back of Eastern without the bombos that was needed to kill Cold Stare there. And then there was a death in Ice Palace, which is not a mistake. Like, that just happens, you know, and it's Randomizer, so there have been deaths on both sides.
Yeah, I'd say even bigger than that was the potential. I don't remember if it was Paya or Talon who actually did go up to Turtle Rock with the Queen and opted not to go in.
Oh, yeah, that's a...
And because they could have had that fire rod at about the 25, 30 minute mark.
Yeah, and that's not an Randomizer thing. It's just a routing decision. And, you know, I get not wanting to go in without a fire rod, but I mean, the worst case scenario, of course, is that it takes you all the way down to Laser Bridge without a fire rod. The key layout can do that to you. That doesn't usually happen. And, you know, if it does start to do that, then you have a choice to make. I really think that until, like, for me, until it gets past the, what would normally be the pokies, I feel like you just do it. And then if you're still without the fire rod and still without being, you know, still getting all the small keys at that point, then, you know, it's a decision to make.
And especially if you end up with a wild key layout like that, it's kind of like, this is starting to feel like it's probably necessary anyway.
Yeah.
You know? Because it's so unlikely.
So it's so unlikely that if the keys are laid out this way that, you know, maybe there is something behind here. And we're going to be, and we're in Swamp Palace for Days Cloud. We'll see if they do. I'm guessing we're going to see the Diver Down chest and the Waterfall chest, because those are super on path. And another sword or silvers would be really useful. Now, we know they're not getting silvers. But I don't think they'll go and check anything else. We already saw the skip of the first chest.
So, yeah, so we the only thing we are looking for is, you know, maybe another sword would be nice.
Yeah, and you know, chat makes a good point. In boss shuffle, it is possible to be able to get if you can get all the way to Laser Bridge. If the key layout is just right, you might even be able to do the boss. That's pretty rare because it means no small keys on. It means no small keys over on the right side, but that'd be kind of fun to see. Actually, that'd be a neat little tweak.
I mean, I honestly did not even consider that possibility.
I didn't either.
Put it just now, and I was like, you know, maybe you're right.
Yeah, I mean, there is a key layout that will do that, but it's so rare that random anti-fairies to the rescue for Days Cloud there. I love it.
And so, yeah, we are headed straight to Pyramid Fairy on Talon's side.
Where's Mystic going? He doesn't need he's already gotten the sword here. Maybe is it fast? Oh, I guess if you grab the ferry, you can run over to Swamp that way? What does he need to do? He needs to Swamp and Ice.
I'm really unsure what Pi is doing. Oh, Pi's
he wants the powder. He wants the powder. Yeah, like I said, I mean, it is longer to get, but it does more for you than the mushroom, so I can see wanting to just get the powder rather than getting the easier mushroom spot.
Yes, but also you have to feel like you're behind, and you know you're getting that.
Yep.
You know you're getting that big bomb anyway, and that the mushroom is right there.
Yep. No, also fair.
So this is just too much time when they don't have to get it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So while Leftovers is cleaning up their remaining dungeons, let's talk a little bit about the game 1 heroics that went into.
Yeah, tell us about it, because I missed it, and you said it was really interesting, so I want to know.
So I mean, if your Leftovers restocked, you're coming into the final week of the season with 2 wins and in last place in your division, and you need both in order to not get relegated. Like, it is not. If you lose anyone, you're relegated. They've been in lose and out for knowing that for weeks, right? And so it came down to a hookshot was really well hidden, and swamp was not a required dungeon; it was a pendant. So it came down to getting into Ganon's towers with Ganon's tower with two runners who were a little rusty at hovering.
Oh boy.
While SaHa's kids actually did track down that hookshot, and we're starting to track Chimo and Mystic, while each of them completed the hover. I believe Mystic actually clutched out their hover.
Wow.
With like one heart left or something. Like they were
Oh my God.
They were falling a bunch of times, and to make it extra spicy, there was a vanilla Moldorm. So Moldorm
was on the table.
Was on the table, but neither of them knew how to do it. So it was a wild race to watch. It was one of my favorite rando races I've watched in a long time, just because of the stakes at hand. You have runners taking different paths to one group knowing that they needed the hook shot, the other group saying like, well, I didn't need the hook shot when I knew how to hover a little better a couple months ago. Like,
so where was the hook shot?
Do I need the hook shot? I don't remember where it was.
Okay.
It was in some scummy place deep in a pendant dungeon. But it was. But yeah, Mystic clutched out their hover. We got to see SaHa's kids tracking down Chimo while they spent a good amount of time on their hover. Pendant Trinex in Mire. Thank you, Arya. Yeah. So.
Oh my God, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
So, yeah. Assuming that Leftovers is able to convert this pretty large advantage they have right now into a win, that one's gonna go down in the history books. So.
Trying to figure out what bosses we have left that we could see in the rest of the seed. We've already seen Trinex, thankfully, so it's definitely a much less of a chance that we see another Trinex. We do have 2 Helmosaurs already, so that takes care of one of our doubles. We saw Armos, we saw Moth, we saw Blind, we saw Cold Stare. We've seen Vitreous. Anybody?
Windfox on top.
Moldor, Landmo, yeah. Windfox, you're the man today. Well, you and Linkforce are trackers. Yep, with the knowledge.
You're the real MVP.
So we won't see Landmo won't be at the top of GT. We might see a vanilla Moldorm.
Seeming more and more likely.
And then of course our dupes. Oh, and we can put numbers in chat, for the big key guessing game. We've had so many weeks in a row where the big key guessing game just wasn't a thing. Between, week let's see, let me get this right. Week 3 was guaranteed GT big key on PED for the almost all dungeons. Week 4 was spoiler, so the runners knew where it was. Week 5 we had Triforce piece hunt instead of big key hunt, and then week 6 was cross keys, where it's just key sandy big key. So we can do a big key guessing game.
Yes, we can. What are you taking, Tracy? I haven't seen a 1 yet, so I think I'm just gonna take 1.
I think 1 would be very nice. I always take 5 just for consistency, and I'm right about 1 every 22 times, so works out.
I like that math. It's simple and easy to understand.
That's right. Yeah, and this is going to be a really quick big key for Mystic, because Days Claw is going to have enough time probably to find it before Mystic gets out of Ice Palace. Which does kind of change your routing a bit. Now, when you route in Randomizer, do you try to avoid, or I should say in Boss Shuffle, do you try and avoid the Ice Boss? Like, you see a lot more Dark Magician routes I think in Randomizer than you do normally. Although, a lot of people just do that anyway.
I don't know. I mean, like, you definitely don't want to. Oh, there it is. You definitely don't want to waste
Just
time.
find it.
So that was 5. Hey!
Yeah, there we go. 5.
Congrats.
Looks like, yeah. Daisy is gonna
Congrats,
look for a
Tracy.
sword here. Woohoo! I told you. Every once in a while, you know, one out of 22 times.
1 in 22.
Okay, so I do like the Days Cloud went and checked those 2 chests, but I think anything more than that is too far out of the way looking for that sword.
Yeah, that's a pretty disciplined check, I think. It's one of those things where you would never check those chests just for yourself, but if you can get you and your teammate a sword, it's so huge.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Or, you know, and for leftovers, it could have been silvers. I mean, it couldn't have been, but to their mind, it could have been silvers.
Mystic cursing at not getting the actual powder. Because that would be very, very rude.
Yeah, and in fact, Dazed is Dazed without that bombos in these rooms where you could just bombos everything. I would consider Ether, honestly, for some of these. Although Ether, you know, does a combination of killing versus freezing. And Mystic down to 3 hearts on Trinex. That's not ideal.
I don't think he's on Oko range because he's on red, right?
Yeah, that's what Tracker says. Yeah, switch to that hammer.
Yes.
Here we go.
Certainly not playing like he's on Oko. That was a nice finish to that fight.
Yeah, the thing that could have brought SaHa's kids back at this point, the Ice Trinex. We did see a race earlier this week where an Ice Trinex played a huge role in the finish. As one player finished way early and his teammate finished way late with the opponents finishing in the middle, due to lots and lots of Ice Trinex deaths. We're not going to see that. We're not going to ever know the boss there unless we're down to just Moldorm or you know, one of our ones unseen, Moldorm or Landmo.
Yeah. Yeah, that fight is just so brutal. I mean, like, I remember, like, the first season in League, I would, like, really went out of my way. I was like, okay, you know, Randomizer, we're gonna practice. And, like, okay, you know, let's try to find a seed that has an Ice Trinex. How hard can it be? And I was like, oh my god, what is this? Like,
oh, we got a 4-eyed Moldorm sitting in the Landmo room. We could have double Moldorm.
Very well could. Yeah, but Ice Trinex is like when you like have studied really hard for a test, and then like your teacher just like pulls something completely not what you studied for out.
It's there.
And then it's like, all right, this is the final, and because you need it to win, and it's like,
yeah, and if I remember correctly,
it's the same kind of feeling because it's like very not even linked to the past related. Like,
yeah,
this is not a skill that you'll ever need again, but you need it right now. Go.
And I believe those runners are on Tempered Sword. I think even on Gold Sword, it's just insane.
Just between the ice and the bounce from the Moldorm heads and there's just so much going on in that fight, and I'm not Moldorm, the Trinex heads. Trinex is just faster than you, like by a lot when you're on ice.
Yep.
So, you have to like really, really time out dashes and stuff to avoid getting hit by the neck, or you need a bunch of potions. Like it's just a mess. Alright, so Talon gonna be on their way into Ganon's Tower here soon.
I mean, no matter what route he takes, he's going to be forced to that big key because the Hope Room had no small keys. So he'll be getting his big key pretty quickly.
Beautiful bomb there from Daze.
I'm not sure what that enemy was or what it turned into with the powder, but that was very interesting. We get to... Oh, gosh. Poor Daze has to use the fire rod here. Although... He's gonna have to conserve some magic. I don't know what he's got in his bottles. Might still have the blue that he can use for.
And I hope he doesn't get knocked off here.
I know, right? Oh my god. Like Randomizer has a few extra wrinkles, or Randomizer / Boss Shuffle has those few extra wrinkles. You know, the potential of running out of magic here. Oh, he's got a green and a blue, so he should be fine.
Yeah, he's good.
The potential for that, the potential for Wall Masters picking you up in the second to last room, because they just like to show up in dumb places. No swords in GT. I mean, I shouldn't say that. There could easily be swords in GT. They just aren't on the path. Actually, it's highly favored that if the runners went deeper in GT, there'd be a sword. But we're going to be Master Sword Silverless for 3 of our 4 runners.
Yep. And, all of these runners should know how to do that. No one wants to do that. But
I know people that like doing that, but what they don't like is it's slow. So they're only wanting to do it if their opponents are also having to do it.
That's fair.
Now me, I hate that fight.
I love the random arrows sticking out of basically everything. I don't know what causes that in Randomizer. There's just so many things happening. Enemies under the screen, Wall Masters falling from over the screen, Ancilla being picked. I don't know how this game works. They've been playing it for a long time. I still don't understand half of it. But
Mystic, yeah, and in the meantime, Mystic and Talon making really good use of the Bombos climbing GT.
Yes, indeed. And you also had that beautiful bat sprite. You always get to see.
I mean, even the credits are fun with in Randomizer because they all look kind of funny.
Alright, so Daze is in here with a bunch of potions, so...
He's got a red and a blue left, and yeah, I'm gonna guess because he used the green one for the Cold Stare fight.
It was just a take your time type situation. Don't get over aggressive.
He's got a cape if he needs it.
And
then this is another place where having the lamp really helps, because in phase 4, if your magic starts getting low, being able to switch that. Oh, first of all, trying to get the torch glitch is much easier with the lamp than with the fire rod. But also, if your magic gets low, you have that other option.
Yep, and gonna flex some of that magic here to get through this phase a little bit faster. This is a little dicey though.
You have a red. You have a red. Use your red. There you go.
Alright.
You don't really want to use your blue if you can avoid it, though.
Yeah, you want to use that in case you get into magic trouble, and to get as many triples in as you can.
Yep. Mystic running into trouble in the torches room. Resetting is probably the right answer there.
So Talon is close some ground here. I mean, like, Daze is gonna have to finish off this fight without making mistakes. Like,
yep.
I mean, they've got a blue in pocket, so it should be fairly trivial. I mean, they can do 2 spins at a time and take all the time they need, but a screw up here would definitely give SaHa's kids a window.
Yeah, things can happen when you're doing Master Sword Silverless.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you gotta get 24 hits. I mean, it takes a long time. You can just hold the wrong direction, get dragged into the bat, get a little too close,
Get and turn blue.
Yeah, that's a little less of a concern.
No, I'm just saying because it happened right there. But yeah.
Yeah. but I don't think Mystic has that blue. I think Mystic used that blue.
Yeah, he may not.
And we're popping it now. Again, trying to line up triples. Makes sense. Mystic's Agus bites are a little less borked than Days were, so...
And there's the blue Ganon again. You know, it's funny. Usually I have the other issue is when you actually have the Master Sword silvers, and you're so used to going for, when you're going for sword spins, you're used to waiting for the vulnerability time. You end up doing the sword spin damages instead of turning in blue to get your silver arrows in.
Yep.
But there it is.
Right. So we have our first finisher among the 4 runners is Days Cloud. Get your GGs in chat.
Yeah, Days finishing with an official race time of 1:28:38, just as Mystic is dropping into Ganon.
And so all that's left is one Ganon fight. Mystic gonna take this fairy. I think that's a fine choice.
No, we never got a bug net to actually pick up a fairy, so not usually my favorite item, but in Randomizer, yeah, better pickup than usual. And also, Mystic, having not picked up the powder, was unable to grab the usual free refill right before the Moldorm boss.
Talon through Ganon's tower should have a much easier Ganon fight with these silvers in tow.
Still, phase 3 is the hardest phase. We'll have to survive that.
Yeah, Mystic having a pretty decent phase 1, getting that initial double spin with the Master Sword was a little tougher than the typical tempered.
Again, it's in a good spot for him now. Just gonna grab that wall with the cape so he doesn't use up all of his magic.
And he's through phase 2 already.
All
wow,
right.
That was pretty good.
Okay, having a little bit more trouble with phase 3 because, you know, it's not as easy, you know, when you have to get those sword spins in to get Ganon before he lets those fire bats out. Meanwhile, Talon is in phase 2. Not sure what he has in terms of bottles, but he needs some magic.
You saw Mystic pop that blue, that makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
24 spins ahead of him.
Alright, Talon in phase 3. Oh, does have a green. Okay. Wait. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, I saw that first empty bottle and I was like, a little nervous about that, I don't know.
Ooh, missed that spin. Just wasn't quite close enough. Oh, and there he goes again. Like I said, phase 3, not free. There we go.
So on to phase 4, just gotta clean up with some silvers. Taking a bat.
Oof. Yeah, I can't afford to take any more hits.
That was scary.
Oh.
that's gonna do it. That's a really tough death to take.
Yeah, it really is. And now you don't have any backup magic.
I mean, you've already had a pretty tough race, and then you're fighting for your life to have that happen. That's really tough.
I have no idea how many spins Mystic has gotten through here. It's I have a hard time counting when it's the 12 for tempered. But you kind of have, like, you do it so often, you kind of have this feel when the fight should be over. It's much harder to have that feel with when you have the rare Master Sword fight. But there it is.
Alright, and Leftovers Restocked, successfully avoiding relegation with the 2-0 sweep of SaHa's. Kids, get your GGs in chat for Mystic, who has finished with a racetime.gg time of 1:33.28. GGs to all the runners, and I did just check the race time room, and it appears Pi and Talon have called this one quits.
Yeah, I don't blame them. They've got a tough Ganon fight ahead of them. Your opponent's finished. I mean, it's always nice to finish these seeds regardless, but at some point it's just not fun anymore. So they're not out of it yet. They're going to be, like we said, your mom's favorite rando team is going to be their favorite rando team for the rest of this weekend. Hoping that if that team can win, they don't get relegated.
And we are joined in chat now by the winners of the race, Days Cloud and Mystic. GGs.
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 Good lord, wow. This has been a crazy week for you guys, eh?
It's been it was a plan all along. We had it under control. Totally. Completely under control.
We need a new plan.
Just wait till we
so well.
This is I want to say this is at least the second time that we've done this, where it's like the last week and we're like, we need to win these. and then we do, and it's so stressful. Like my Ganon fight, total trash there at the end, just because I'm like, oh my god, I'm like legitimately nervous the entire time, just because I'm like, well, what if what if they got the ice rod early? If they got the ice rod early, well then what if it's just like I'm starting to think about it, right? Because
for sure.
Your opponent always god routes.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's how it works, right?
Right. But yeah, so when I finished there and I saw that I was first, there was like okay, maybe we're all right here.
So, mushrooms and powder. What exactly happened there with the mushroom and the powder, Mystic, with trying to get the ice rod?
I have no idea what you're talking about. He said, "Hey, you need the mushroom because it's on the bat." And I was like, "He's like, it's faster than getting the powder." And so I went and grabbed the mushroom and I went and turned it in like an idiot. And it's like, wait a second. And then I'm sitting there going, "I just saved and quit, right? Please tell me I just saved and quit."
I wasn't sure if it was that or if it was like I haven't saved scum in a while and like, where's my reset button on my emulator, or like there was definitely, I was like, we were looking good. I was like, oh yeah, this is good. This is a good decision. It's quicker than getting the powder. And then it was like getting really quickly into like team meeting territory. Like
I was hoping nobody was paying attention there, but
no.
This is one of those times where like when I'm doing a co-op race and something like that happens, I just like casually don't mention it. I'm like, yep. Yeah, I'm going to do the bat, and then it's like 5.5 minutes later, and they're like, okay, I'm leaving the bat, and they're like, what took so long? And it's like, I walked, I don't know, I forgot I had boots, just leave me alone.
Oh, and then even better, before doing that mistake, I start walking down to the water whirlpool to swim over there. and I've got I'm sitting there like, oh, I have flute. So it just was one big mess after the other.
It was a wild one. We're also joined in chat by Pi. GG's on that one. That ended up was tough.
GG's.
Man, that was broke. I need money. Money and magic. The whole seed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know, man. That was just a roller coaster of emotions the whole way through.
Yeah, I mean, the race was looking for the first, a little more than half of the race. The race was looking very, very even in terms of like it was really difficult. Like you guys had most of the same items. It was really difficult to tell. Like it's like okay, this is, maybe a minute in favor of one team or the other. And then, the thing that of course broke it was the fire rod. So, which I'm sure you know at this point.
Yeah.
And once that fire rod was pulled, when your team had been up there with the cane already and it didn't have it, it was like, oh no, like this has just gone really south really quick. And unfortunately, too, that fire rod was pulled by leftovers at around the same time of the the Eastern mistake
And the Ice Palace death, yeah.
and the Ice Palace death. And so it went from like very, very close to just like very lopsided within a span of about like 2 to 3 minutes. So
yeah, just going in and gambling on that one check in Turtle Rock when we had so much more left to do just didn't seem time-wise worth it. But of course, as with every seed, if you say no to it, it's going to be the answer.
It's always TR.
Feels like that sometimes, doesn't it? Yeah.
It's always swamp. It's always, dependent pod. It's like, well, shoot.
And I get it. I mean, like it's a single track. I mean, you want to be completionist in co-op mode, but also it's it's a big race for you guys. There's a lot on the line. You want to try to push to make plays. So I get it.
And actually we were talking about it in the voice chats. Like people keep saying you have to take risks. You have to take risks, and we skip things. But the things that we skip are just generally the answer. And it's like, well, do we complete now and be even more behind?
Yeah, I mean, I personally don't like when we say take a risk. Like, well, it's a risk to check it because you're going to lose time by checking it. It's a risk to skip it because if you miss it, then you're going to lose time. Like, which is really the risk, right?
Yeah, you just can't win.
It's a decision. It's randomizer. One decision's right, one decision's wrong, and you have no control over it. You just need to decide something and hope it's the correct one,
The only winning move is not to play rando.
That should be Rando's
That's a fair statement.
Like, Link to the Past randomizer, you can't win. Like that's it. That's the whole slogan. So,
So now your favorite rando team is also your mom's favorite rando team.
Oh, my mom already roots for him. It's fine. She doesn't even know about the game, so.
So you'll be sweating it out with those two games as Amish Paradise, needs to win both of the, I believe.
Yes.
If they win one, then they're the team that survives, and if they lose both, you guys survive. So yeah. So definitely going to be an interesting weekend for you all. Do you watch those games, or do you just like wait and check the result later?
I mean, we came into this year like we're probably gonna get relegated, but we're just gonna try the best we can and have fun. And it's been a really fun division. Everyone's like all friends. We've had easy scheduling. It's just been like good the whole way down. So if we get relegated, cool. I'm sure there'll be slots open next year that we can hop back in.
Yeah, I mean, the league is just a blast. I mean, this is our team's third year in it, and like every year, their first year in Open, or last year, this year, it's all been really great. It's just so much lighter to just be able to play rando with friends and to not have like the weight of like individual decisions like that, like in races being all on you. It's like, okay, maybe I lost the game, maybe I made a dumb decision and dropped, but my teammates can help bail me out, or if we go down, we all go down together. Like it's just so much lighter and better, and I love League every year.
Yeah, same. just blessed with like really good vision. Don't want to leave you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, we like you too.
Aw.
But yeah, I mean, other kind of interesting things. The cape to the lamp.
That's not the first time we've seen that in practice.
That was fun. Yeah.
I mean, I could see, if it wasn't Randomizer, just saying, okay, let's see if we can find the fire rod. But wow, like some of the dark rooms, like I mean, we've all seen it where, a runner will go into a dark room and the dark room is something keeps killing them and they don't know what it is, and then they go back.
You mean
there,
Easter?
it's like a Lionel and 2 rollers or something.
Honestly, the dark rooms to see didn't seem that bad.
No, I don't think they were, but I mean, just like those things can happen. So
Oh, yeah.
I don't blame you guys for saying, you know what, maybe we should get that lamp. I mean,
Like, not to like minimize the deaths taken or anything, but I felt like this is a pretty tame Randomizer seed in terms of like there weren't any like really super rude rooms with like you can't get through a spike, or there's just like a ton of Lionels or four.
They'll spike at the top of GT in the torch room.
yeah, that's a classic one. You had the cape early though because of that lamp, and like I believe I want to say Turtle Rock, the not Laser Bridge, but the one before that had a BMOS on it that at least one of you ran into.
So. I tried. Yeah, I tried. I was like, I'm like, I've played this game 500 times. I'm like, I'm pretty sure something's gonna hit me. Let's try anyway. Yeah, something hit me. All right, fair enough. Yep. Let's put the cape on.
That's how I died in Turtle Rock. I just blind dashed Laser Bridge and hit the fire bar and fell down. And like, well, I guess I'm re-walking all of Turtle Rock again.
Oh no.
Yeah, and then I believe one player on each team took a death to the. No, wait, it was only one team. Was it Mystic? Were you in the one that dipped Meyer? And we were a little.
Why do you keep bringing these things up?
Yeah, I mean, okay.
No, yeah.
Because
I was like,
Randomizer, and if you don't laugh about it, you'll cry.
No, I got sniped by the tile on the left side of Meyer, and I'm like, Days, I'm leaving.
Oh, I got sniped by the Lionel coming out of a cutscene chest.
Yeah.
And Pi, it was funny because you chose to go a different direction, like because you both had 1 heart coming out of Compass Room. And like, okay, you're going a different direction. This is probably better. He's gonna be fine. But then, yeah.
I thought we were gonna see a little history repeating, but it didn't end up happening.
I guess you could say Meyer was a real misery.
Buddhist man, relegate him.
Wait, he's in Open League this year. But anyway, so yeah, it looks like if you want to continue to follow the action in this division, the next game between your mom's favorite rando team and Amish Paradise is tomorrow at 9:10 p.m. with the final game being on Sunday. So
just to draw it out as long as they can, it looks like.
Oh, they're making y'all stew on it.
So, definitely want to check into that one. It'll be Amish Paradise fighting for their lives, needing a win. So definitely some good rando. Right now on SpeedGaming, I believe we have JK Lol fighting.
Talrumies and Drifters.
Oh, also Talrumies and Drifters. Okay, is that also happening now?
That was happening half hour before we started.
Oh,
so
that's probably done.
Yeah.
I was like, well, we do have over on 3. It's probably still going. Beats from the East and Oops All Foxes, and then on main is the JK LOL and Don't Forget to Track Us. So lots more rando to tune into tonight. So
yeah, absolutely. But GG's to the runners again. Thanks for putting that on for us. It was a cool race to watch. And
yeah, congratulations to Leftovers for staying alive, and SaHa's kids, good luck cheering on your mom's favorite rando team.
Oh, we will be praying the whole way down.
Right on.
Yeah, thank you guys for setting everything up there.
Of course, yeah, always
Absolutely.
a pleasure. Thanks, guys.
Yep. And shout outs to the trackers once again. WinFox and Linkforce.
Yep.
Couldn't have done it without you. So.
Oh, no way. Normally we can't do without the trackers. VCs with 4 screens and the chaos of Randomizer and boss shuffle, I mean, they really live up to that MVP status in a race like this.
So, all right, I think that's going to do it for us tonight. Again, thank you guys. It was fun. Thanks for hanging out and chat. It was a good time and fun race to watch. And that's gonna do it for me.
Yeah, and thank you for joining me on this call, Barnage. So yeah, that's gonna do it for both of us. Tune into one of the other races.
Always a pleasure, Tracy. Thank you. Have a good night.
Good night, guys.